Victoria Free's brand new patch 1.10 and DLC National Awakening is finally here. Paradox Interactive blessed me with early access, so I'm going to show you some of the new amazing features as the Ottoman Empire. Ottomans received quite a bit of new flavor and we're making them more powerful than ever with a huge stacked power block in just 20 years. This campaign was insanely fun. We had pretty much a world war in early 1850s, so stick around and let's get into it. And here we are as the Ottoman Empire in Victoria Free's new patch 1.10. First of all, let's go to our politics. I want to show you the new laws that have been added. For the citizenship tab, we have subjecthood, which reduces the support, separatism, strength, and resistance. It's a new mechanic introduced in this patch. For example, if we click on any country such as Wallachia, let's say, and go to diplomatic actions, we can see that we have this button, start supporting separatism. It damages relations with the target country and increases the pop attraction and movement activism for the cultural minorities that have our primary cultures. It's something that we will be able to explore once we invent nationalism. Now, this new law also reduces our assimilation, which is much more relevant in this patch. Because guys, if we go into our decrease window, remember, we always had this promote national values decree that nobody ever used. Well, you're gonna be using it much more often now. As you might notice, assimilation in homeland states is now allowed. So this means that, for example, if we go to a state like Ankara, which is a Turkish homeland, we go to our population, we can see that we have 76% Turkish population over here. We also have 10% Armenian, nearly 8% Kurdish, and more such as Greek and so on. Let's say we want to make everything Turkish. We want to make the Ottoman Empire a true ethno-state. We can truly do it now with promote national values, which once again is going to be available once we invent nationalism. Back to our laws, guys. For the church and state law, we have a new one that is unique to Ottoman Empire, that is the millet system. It's a historical law, and as you can see, it reduces our conversion by 50%. So pops with low acceptance from religion will stay with that low acceptance for longer. We also will have reduced conscriptable battalions by 40%, but the big benefit of this law is that we will get a lot of money. As you can see, it adds 0.50 religious taxation. Now, if we, for example, hover over a different law, let's say state atheism, you can see that immediately if we were to pass it, we would lose 10,000 in revenue. This is how much we are earning from the millet system. I think it's a really cool thing that they added to give a little bit more historical flavor to the Ottoman Empire. We also have a brand new package of laws called labor associations in the human rights column over here, where we right now have the guild system, which is pretty bad. It reduces our qualifications by 30%. But obviously, as the game goes, we will be able to switch to different labor association laws, such as combination acts if you want to reduce the trade union's political strength. I think right to associate is really good because it reduces the radicals by 10%. And this has to be my favorite for the Ottoman Empire, and I will explain why shortly. Guys, we right now have slave trade. In this patch, the new closest thing to banning slavery is colonial slavery. This makes that all slaves in our incorporated states will be liberated, but not in our colonies and non-incorporated states. And this, guys, is going to be the first law that we will try to pass as the Ottoman Empire, because usually what I would go for is legacy slavery. Right now, with slave trade, we get 50% additional local governors' political strength. Legacy slavery is something that you can easily pass, and it reduces the political strength by 25%. But colonial slavery reduces it altogether. It's down to 0% from this law. And it's a big problem, guys. Landowners for the Ottoman Empire is a big problem because we start with 44% clout, and we need to get rid of these guys to really modernize our country. The main problem right now is that we cannot start passing this because we don't have any non-incorporated states, which we're gonna fix soon. On to the Sick Man of Europe event. Great reform is needed. A bunch of Tanzimats will be added to our journal. Our prestige is going to be reduced, tax capacity, bureaucracy, until we pass 3 of these Tanzimats. And in this run, we will be passing Reclaim Syria, Suppress Separatism, and Army Modernization. These are the easiest ones to do. Now let's go to our research. We're gonna go with the society tab first. Stock exchange into empiricism, as this is going to increase our influence, is going to be pretty important. And of course, by doing this, we will be working towards getting nationalism so that we can get promote national values decree. These next 2 steps are pretty much a must for the Ottomans in early game, so make sure to follow. We're gonna go to our budget. We're going to reduce our government wages to the minimum because this will reduce our prestige, and this way we can stay a major power and we will be able to get more influence this way, which is going to be used for improving relations with the great powers with a lot of subjects, as we start with a lot, such as Tunis, Serbia, and so on. We can actually start improving with these guys right now. And if we go back to our budget, we can increase the taxes a little bit, remove the consumption taxes on wine and liquor. They just don't give us much profit. We can replace them with services instead. We're gonna draft a treaty with Great Britain. It's pretty much always going to be possible for us to get an alliance, so we will request that. We will give them investment rights, trade privileges, and we can even request military assistance from their side. Sometimes you might be able to get trade privileges if you're lucky, but not in my case here, because we would need to give them an obligation for it. So let's go ahead and establish this for 25 years. We have 95% chance for them to accept it. Should be good. There we go. We have it. Next up, let's declare some interests. We want to go for Rhine, and we also want to go for South America. As the Ottomans, we have a pretty massive army at the start. I like to organize it a little bit. This 30 units stack is actually going to be my naval invasion army, so I will give it a proper name. It will be my naval squad, and we can even give it a color. And actually, I will make one more naval squad like this. We will have 32 units in it, just like the amount of our ships after we get rid of one of our capital ships. So we can move a couple of infantry units to our 30 stack, and we can move a few units to our stack that already has 22 units. We're going to be upgrading our infantry and cavalry in these particular armies as well. Now we have a lot of authority, so we will be using them for decrease road maintenance, promote social mobility, and also encourage resource industry in these two states right here, because we're going to be mainly building in them for now. We're going to start with one construction sector in our capital, followed up by a few logging camps, iron mines, and tooling workshops, as these buildings will give us the goods that we need to support our construction sectors. We will only have 3 construction sectors right now, so we can switch them to iron frame buildings. It's not going to be too expensive. Okay, there we go. After a month tick, we can rival a bunch of countries. So we're gonna go for ones like the Netherlands, for the Italian countries, Bavaria, Baden. We just want to make sure that we have enough influence for us to improve relations with the great powers, and maybe even Persia, because we might be able to drag them into our power block diplomatically. We're soon gonna add even more rivals once they become available. But until then, we can start our first diplo play. It's going to be Uruguay. It should be pretty much always possible to do it without anybody intervening, even though that it shows here that United States is likely to join. They usually don't, from my experience. So let's go for this. Just gonna mobilize one of our naval squads, and we will do a naval invasion once the war starts. Alright, here we go. A bunch of new rivals are available. And actually, I want to take this opportunity, guys. We're gonna get a treaty with Belgium. I really like to give them investment rights, and we can even exchange trade privileges. Let's do this for 25 years. It's a tiny country, but they tend to get super rich very fast. And it's actually beneficial for us once they start building in our country. As expected, nobody joined Uruguay, so their days are counted. A North Italian national awakening has begun in Piedmont. This is a new thing added in 1.10 as well. A national awakening can happen when a culture reaches 25 fervor. This allows cultures to get additional fervor, and political movements with this culture have a greater pop attraction. Actually, if we go to our society cultures, we can see how much fervor each of the cultures have. We actually have a few North Italian pops ourselves, and they have 29 fervor, but it is being reduced because the acceptance is very low. Literacy is another thing that can help you raise fervor. So obviously we're not getting much because our literacy as the Ottomans is one of the lowest. So we will need to work on getting better education. Alright, there we go. We have Uruguay. And this is very special because it's an unincorporated state, right? So if we go to our politics, laws, we can actually get colonial slavery this easy and reduce the political strength of local governors by 50%. It's incredible. I hope they won't change this. Remember, guys, I'm playing on an early access build, so when this patch actually launches, not everything is going to be 100% the same. Now we can go ahead and incorporate the new state, and we can try and get a couple of protectorates here in South America, which is pretty much the best place for us to grow our power block, as right now we're getting very few mandate because we don't have that many minor powers or unrecognized regional powers in our power block. Of course, our cohesion is very low right now because we are a major power, but we can fix this with one click of a button whenever we want to. We will do this soon, but not just yet. I'm gonna rival a couple of more countries real quick, and I was gonna go for Argentina first, but honestly it seems like United States has a chance to join it, so we might as well just go for something like Ecuador, as it's definitely an easier one. And we might have Argentina joining, which would be basically us hitting 2 birds with 1 stone if that happens. Unfortunately, Argentina did not join, so we will just quickly take out Ecuador, and we can go for Chile at the same time. We managed to get into a war with Bolivia. Unfortunately, we cannot just invade them yet, but what we can do is grab enforced military access from Chile, and then we actually have an open front that we can use for the war. Beautiful. This war is once again concluded. So now, guys, we have quite a few members in our power block, which is great. We're gonna queue up some new buildings because our first queue has been finished. So let's go for some additional logging camps, some iron mines. And we also want to pay attention to starvation in our states. For example, in our capital, we already have 27% starving population. It's gonna become a problem. It's gonna become a problem very fast. So we will queue up at least a couple of wheat farms in all of these states where we have such issues. Like, for example, here we have 3% in Kuzey Trachea. So let's go with a couple of farms over here too. In Ankara, for example, we have 8%. Alright, so we're raising our military wages to the maximum, and we're not yet a great power. We do want to become one right now because we need to have the status to have more maneuvers that we can use to take more stuff in a single war. So we will try and raise our government wages at least a little bit. Yeah, this is enough. So let's go for it. Return state. And let's see what's gonna happen. Russia, Austria, they will most likely join. Mobilize all of our units. And one of the smaller stacks we're gonna send to the Libyan front over here, because we're going to defend here, as potentially Egypt is gonna try and push to that direction. With the rest of our units, we're gonna push in Syria. We're gonna upgrade all of our units as well. And now this is going to be pretty important, reasserting our authority in Syria. So this is going to increase our relations with a bunch of great powers, most importantly with Britain, because right now, guys, if we go to this war, I just want to show you this real quick. Britain is actually not as eager to join this war as they used to be in 1.9, at least from my experience. I did like a couple of test runs. Right now, they actually would not join me, even with call ally, but this is going to fix it. Once we go ahead and improve relations, they should become more eager. There we go. We can go ahead and invite them. Russia did side with Egypt, but we're fine. We have Britain. We have a lot of maneuvers that we can use, so we are going to add all of the return state goals. Because we do have Russia here, I will actually get some conscripts, guys. I will play it safe. We will get like at least like 50 conscripts. Don't need to go too crazy because it's going to be costly, but we can get some. Boom, there we go. Let's raise 50. And maybe let's send this army here as well, because we're actually not having a big advantage. Now we have a little advantage with two armies here. Obviously, as we became a great power, our influence is absolutely cooked, so we need to make some changes. We're going to rival USA now. We're going to stop improving relations with Russia, France. For a while, we can stop improving relations with some of our subjects as well, and maybe even rival Austria once the war starts. To arms, boys, let's go. Alright, so we have Britain defending our Caucasia front, at least a little bit. They're not really holding well, but it's fine. We're just putting all of our focus to Egypt right now. We just got colonial slavery as well, so we can start getting our second law. We can actually switch out our serfdom, because it's another law that increases the political strength of local governors by a lot. So if we manage to switch to tenant farmers, that would be awesome. Unfortunately, we don't really have any agitator that could help us pass this law, which kind of sucks, but we might be able to make it just as it is, because we do have a nice success chance, to be honest. Also, as we are a great power, guys, look at how fast our cohesion rose up to 35. Now we're getting mandate progress much faster. Look at that. In just 17 months, we will unlock another principle. And because we have at least top 5 rank for our power block, we have access to the third principle. It's gonna be such an important one. Beautiful. We have empiricism, so our influence is looking great now. We're just gonna continue going with the society research currency standards. Let's go. Mass communication is actually being researched with the tech spread, so we can go for colonization afterwards. Alright, we can definitely help out Great Britain now on the Caucasian front. Let's send a couple of our stacks there. Oh, this hurts. This is gonna hurt our economy. We're gonna lose 15% bureaucracy for the time that we are enacting tenant farmers, but it's very necessary. We need to take all the additional chance that we can get to pass this. And we just reclaimed Syria. Perfect. We can begin incorporating our new states. Look at how expensive this is, guys. This is why we didn't go crazy with our economy from the beginning. Like, we didn't push for too many construction sectors. Oh, I didn't notice. We actually need another general or to upgrade one of these guys. But look at this. This general is from the local governors interest group, so he empowers local governors, and he's a level 3, which is bad for us. It increases 10% their political strength. And all of these guys are local governors. That's so bad, but we can try and hire a lot of them, and we can eventually maybe get a different one. We got an armed forces one. What is this luck, man? Like, all of these generals are the same. Just gonna immediately fire this guy. Screw you, bro. Get out of here. Another thing I forgot to do, guys, we reduced the autonomy of some of our subjects. We also will be reducing subject payments and even exempting these guys from service, because we want to reduce their liberty desire. So that's going to be better for us. Did Brazil become a presidential republic? Because I swear their color changed. I mean, we don't have to guess. We can always check. And they did become a How? 1841. Did they have some kind of a revolution or something? That's actually wild. Never seen this happen. Holy crap, Great Britain is fighting the Russians in Canada. Yo, I'm glad we have their support, boys. I am really glad we do. And actually, we might... Yes, we are able to get a white piece. That's all we need. Perfect. This war is finished. Don't need to pay so much for our army now. We're just gonna immediately fire all the conscripts because they cost us money. Okay, we're definitely gonna need to fix our bureaucracy deficit at least a little bit. So I'm gonna build a couple of government administration buildings in Ankara and Albania. Now, fortunately, we were able to get tenant farmers, so that is great. We're gonna have our first mandate available very shortly, so actually we're gonna wait for that before we're enacting our next law, because it's gonna help us a ton, believe me. And in the meantime, guys, we can continue expanding our power block. I got news that Argentina really wants to join it, so we will make their wish come true. Come here, Argentina. I already welcome you preemptively with arms open. Now, when it comes to events such as riot in the Greek quarter, it doesn't really matter which quarter it is. It could be Armenian quarter, Serbian quarter. I always recommend to go for the second option because it's going to be a little bit more costly, but you will get less radicals, and it's important because it makes enacting laws easier. As you can see, with just over 2 million radicals, we already get -1 or -2 approval for different interest groups, so it makes passing the laws just a little bit harder, and every little bit adds up. Alright, so we have this mandate available, and we're gonna go for my favorite, creative legislature. Ever since the law commitments were nerfed, this is a lifesaver for me. -33% enactment stall chance is absolutely massive. It helps you pass better laws, and you don't need to upgrade this past level 1 because this is the best bonus in my opinion. So basically, it's a temporary solution which you can later on replace with something more powerful. Now, the unfortunate thing is that we lost our modernizer. We have this authoritarian, so it sucks. It's gonna be harder for us to get a different trade policy and economic system. For example, for interventionism, we only have 4% success chance, so we're not getting this. I honestly think we're just gonna try and reform our government, maybe get the armed forces in and go for something like professional army. At least we have somewhat of a chance to get it. And we will just scout and try to replace this authoritarian guy as soon as we can. Like, passing oligarchy would not be the worst thing for us, because it would help us remove the legitimacy penalty from ideological incompatibility that we currently have with autocracy. It just cooks our legitimacy pretty much. But I kinda wanna go just immediately from autocracy to technocracy once we have invented central archives, because technocracy was buffed like crazy in this patch. It now gives you an additional company charter and a number of companies. Essentially, these two bonuses were just moved away from a corporate state and added to technocracy. So corporate state is just way worse now in this patch. Alright, we have Argentina. Maybe we can go for New Granada. Not really. Great powers are interested. We will try later on. Oh yes, this will massively help us with another 20% enactment success chance. We might be able to get professional army. Ooh, guys, this is really good. We can get a defensive pact established with Prussia. We will be giving them investment rights, and we will get trade privileges on both sides as well. I think it's a good deal. Let's get it. We're very strong now because we have Great Britain and Prussia pretty much on our side. So really, our biggest barrier from becoming the greatest power right now is the sick man of Europe, and in general, us advancing with our law system and economy. Diplomacy is unlocked, boys. Okay, we're gonna build some coal mines. We can get some in Aydin over here. Sure, let's go ahead and build like 10 of these. We're gonna need this because we just recently switched to gas streetlights, so this uses a little bit of coal. And we actually need to fix our convoys. I think I will just do a cargo port switch, and let's make sure everything is subsidized here. Hey, there we go. We have professional army. So essentially, we have 20% less morale loss because we had plus 10% with levies. Now we actually have a very good chance to pass protectionism. I would love to get it instead of mercantilism, so let's try. Still need to fire a bunch of these guys. Y'all all get out of here. Get out of here, man. We don't need local governors. Generals up in here. Incredible. We have some new production methods. We can go with dye workshops, we can go with lathes, and even leaded glass. We're not unlocking many new ones because we're not focusing on production yet. We're still going strong with the society tab, and I think this is gonna work out better for us in the long run. Okay, we're gonna need more iron mines. Look at how productive they are currently. I'm just gonna max out in our capital. And this is pretty much the last buildings that we're getting here because we're about to hit the infrastructure cap. So for a while, we will need to build elsewhere. It's gonna take a good while until we get railways. Very good. We can continue decreasing autonomy of our subjects, and we can also go ahead and use our new mandate. To unlock the 4th slot, we will need to increase our prestige so that we can become at least rank 3 with our power block. Until then, we can upgrade external trade, sure. Holy crap, that's actually insane, guys. I reduced Chile's autonomy and Brazil decided to side with them. Guys, are you crazy? What the hell are you doing? We might just have to split Brazil in like many different countries. As much as I love playing Brazil, guys, we have to take them down. Oh no, Great Britain actually broke the treaty. What the hell is going on, guys? They still have a great attitude towards us though. I swear to God, this is some of the weirdest stuff ever, but we can immediately get another treaty with Great Britain established. 92% chance to get the alliance back. And we got it back. If we check their stats now, guys, or rather modifiers, we can see that they have for 39 years. They right now have 2 of these untrustworthy country modifiers, so they have 35% infamy. This is just wild that they would do this. Okay, so let's see what we can achieve here. Do we want to release Amazonia? Let's go for it, shall we? Just release a bunch of countries. Minas Gerais, Confederation of Ecuador. Maybe even take a little bit of a money transfer. You guys want to give us like 18,000? I would appreciate that. We're actually fighting Brazil, guys. Our convoys are absolutely cooked, so we are weak as hell, but we're still good enough. And we have Chile on the lock, so we can now full focus Brazil. We managed to get protectionism, which is wonderful news. We will try to get interventionism. If it doesn't work out, we might even go for agrarianism, but we need to get rid of traditionalism. And actually, guys, we have a new sultan now, and he's in the intelligentsia interest group. He's a modernizer, so that's gonna help us a ton. Look at that, we have 20% success chance. This might just work out. We're gonna get a banking with tech spread, so now let's do a little bit of production, atmospheric engine at least. And alright boys, we just crushed Brazil, so we liberated 2 countries. Brazil is absolutely cooked. Amazonia loves us, so we might just be able to drag them into our power block diplomatically. We're gonna get a nice treaty with them. The same we can do with Ecuador. And next time we fight Brazil, we can just subjugate them. Guys, actually, we're about to finish suppress separatism, so it's a good moment for us to get general staff as well. I will just immediately switch from atmospheric engine. We can finish this a bit later, because this will allow us to just finish segment of Europe and restore our country once and for all. Alright, when it comes to Egypt, we are able to start our second diplomatic play, but we would have Russia on their side. However, Austria has minus 71 acceptance, so there is a good chance for us to do like a Great Britain, us and Russia war. I'm just gonna wait until Great Britain finishes their own play as they're trying to make Haiti their protectorate. Welcome, Amazonia. Good to have you in our power block. Very wise choice to join us. Guys, so it looks like we will be delaying the Egypt war. Look at this. Austria demands Tripolitania from us. Are you serious, bro? You gotta be joking. Welp, war it is, guys. War it is. I actually think they have lost their mind, because what we can do is sway in Great Britain to this war with call ally, and we can even get Germany in. What is going on? Greece demands return Batitrakia from... Guys, we can say that the first part of this video was pretty much guide type of a video, but now the chaos begins, so we'll see what happens. We're fighting Greece and Austria now, it seems. First of all, I will be making Greece our protector. We don't have claims on these guys yet, so let's just make them a protector. This is gonna be a little bit of infamy. I don't want to generate any infamy when it comes to Austria, because we still want to fight Egypt, we still want to fight Persia. So how about we just release a couple of countries? We have 70 maneuvers. We can liberate subject Hungary, let's say, and we can liberate subject Transylvania, and actually even do the third one, Croatia. They're cooked, guys. They're cooked. We're gonna have Russia in the Greek war, though, which is bad. But we should be fine. We still should be fine. I'm once again just gonna drag in our buddies. 1851, we have a world war going on. Something that I had no idea would ever happen like this. I suppose this is the beauty of the National Awakening DLC. We're gonna be taking Bessarabia from Russia, and I'm thinking maybe let's do a money transfer. This is actually way too much infamy. I don't think it's worth it. Like, we would get 50 infamy if we were to take 26,000. Like, guys, we're not that desperate, to be honest. I think I'm just gonna let Russia go so that we can finish the war faster. To arms, boys, let's go. It's gonna be Great Britain and Germany pretty much doing most of the work here. We're just gonna reap the rewards. And we do have interventionism, guys, so we're gonna look really good shortly. We're gonna look really good once we get the general staff. But now when it comes to our loss, we can bump up our economy quite a bit as well if we get per capita taxation, which is immediately gonna give us 5,000 revenue. So let's push for this next. Oh no, Montenegro supporting separatism. They began to support separatism among their people within our borders. Actually, guys, we are currently fighting Russia. Can we just take them out? Because who's going to help them? Sir, you support separatism, you die. Simple rules. Simple rules. You don't follow them. It's not my fault you can't read, bro. I believe this is a new event because I don't remember seeing this before 1.10. The Iltizam system, all of these bonuses that we are offered are insanely good, but I love the third one the most because it progresses our law by one phase. It gives us 10% bureaucracy for 20 years, which is just incredible. And it even weakens the local governors, so we're gonna go with that. Do you guys know if there is like a historical meaning behind the event that we just got, the Iltizam system? Let me know in the comments if that's the case. Oh crap, Russia is actually pushing us from the Dobruja front quite a bit, so we need to hold here. We need to hold. Tuscany supports Italian unification. Looks like they will be forming Italy soon. We have Greece as our protectorate. Dude, this is such chaos, but at the same time, it's really fun. We managed to annex Montenegro. It's already a part of our state, so we don't need to integrate anything. Alright, looks like we're gonna have to get some more construction sectors now because we have insufficient construction for investment pool. We have been playing pretty safe here, and even then we did reach quite a lot of credit, but after we passed protectionism, interventionism, we can definitely afford to have some more construction. Let's do 3 construction sectors in our capital. I'm gonna do a couple in Trebizond as well here. And we have general staff, boys, so we can go to our production methods and switch to general training, which is gonna allow us to finish Sick Man of Europe. Now, guys, we can still go for the claims. Like, we have Greece as our protectorate. We will still get claims on Crete, on Western Serbia, so it's still good. I don't think this 5 years bonus would be so important, so let's just go with the claims. Let's resume our buildings because we can afford to do it now, at least. Dude, we just got so much bureaucracy. We can definitely establish public schools next. Yes, that's what we will go for. Okay, we actually have enough prestige for us to get the 4th principle in our power block. I think we're gonna try and go for a bit of a birth rate stacking, so we will get food standardization so that we can improve our standard of living, reduce our mortality. Boom, let's go. Might even go for a food company first. So you know what, let's get a few food industries built in Trebizond. When it comes to our research, let's go ahead and get nationalism now. Afterwards, I want to unlock at least 1 company because we don't have any companies yet, and then we can go for water tube boiler into railways. Oh boy, that's a very colorful Europe. We have Venice, Lombardia, Hungary, Croatia, Transylvania, and Galicia, Lodomeria. That is actually wild. Let's see if we can draft treaties with these guys, guarantee independence, and try to get as much leverage as possible. Looks like they don't want to give us power block embassy yet, minus 100 acceptance, mostly because of our cohesion of our power block. So that's fine, we can just work on increasing our cohesion. And until then, let's just try and improve relations with these guys. I'm gonna get some conscripts because Russia is really being annoying. They joined when we attacked Montenegro. Wait, what? Montenegro still... I did an annex country. How the hell... What happened here? Did they get somehow released from Austria? That is actually crazy. These guys are very resilient, apparently. We finally got an Intelligentsia General, so I'm upgrading him to the max level so that we can get 20% additional political strength for Intelligentsia. And let's get some enlistment effort decrease. We're gonna go wild with the conscripts simply because we can afford it. Alright, we managed to turn this around after getting our conscripts. We were down to minus 87% war score, but now it's Russia that is on the losing side. We're just defending the Caucasian front and we're doing a full push on the Dobruja front, and they are losing badly right now. So screw you, Russians, screw you. They tried their best to ruin our plans, but we prevail. The Ottoman Empire is the strongest country. Boom, there we go. This still needs to be fixed. We have this tiny bit of Russia over here in Dobruja, right? Russian Dobruja. We need to take care of this because it's actually a Turkish homeland. We can see that it's Bulgarian, Romanian, and Turkish homeland, so it belongs to us, clearly. Oh my god, two Sicilies now leads Metternich system. Austria is no longer a major power. These guys are down so bad. I love it. I absolutely love it. We just crushed two of our biggest rivals, Austria and Russia. And we barely have any infamy, guys. So we can probably go for another play immediately. Return state. Boom. Russia, you wanna go for another round? I dare you, bro. I dare you. So this time we're gonna have an easy war. Finally, we can relax, guys. Although we did not take everything that we truly wanted, because we're not gonna take the state of Matra, so we don't have a direct connection to Tripolitania. And this is simply because I wanted to make some of these goals primary ones, just if Egypt would decide to back down. In this case, we're just gonna get all of our claims. And this was very, very quick. Thank you very much, Egypt. Nice to do business with you. Next time we will probably just reduce their autonomy. Oh wow, we already have the German Empire in 1856. Russia is having a really good game. And I love to see it happen because it's our best ally. They were so useful, it's just wild. Belgium, oh my god, they lost Wallonia. That looks, yeah, painful. Belgium without Wallonia is just not Belgium, is it? Ah, yes, the peacemakers. Russia sides with Lombardia against a Lombardian radical revolt. They're truly the good guys, believe them. Oh, there we go, boys. We have nationalism unlocked, so we have access to promote national values decree now. Although before using it, I would love to switch out subjecthood because we're not gonna get the best of it as we have this minus 25% assimilation currently. So we're just gonna try and push for ethno-state as soon as we can. Alright, we can reduce Greece's autonomy, so we will have a nice colored Balkans over here. Oh my god, this is so beautiful. Is this not beautiful? Well, it's not beautiful because we don't have much of, but we will fix this, guys. Don't worry. I'm on it. We have established education. We're currently surveying the Suez, so it costs us 1,000 bureaucracy, so we cannot really upgrade our education yet, but we're gonna work towards getting level 2. And as you can see, not only it increases education access and assimilation, which is something that we're trying to achieve, we wanna stack up as much assimilation as we can, but also we get more education institution fervor. So if we go to our cultures window over here, we can see that most of our cultures are increasing fervor. I believe it's not the best thing that we're increasing, for example, Brazilian fervor, because as you can see, cultures with high fervor will assimilate more slowly, form more radicals when conquered, and increase liberty desire and be more likely to join cultural movements. So it's not really something that we want to have with cultures that are not our primary ones. Okay, so for us to get ethno-state, it's gonna be a bit difficult, only 8% success chance. How about we try and go for national supremacy and then just later on go for ethno-state? Because we just want to get rid of this assimilation negative modifier right now, so this is going to help. Yep, there we go. We have a national movement. This is going to happen a lot in this patch, guys. Now, it's something that usually wouldn't be scary at all, but the problem is that your enemies can join these national movements if they rise up, so we want to try and suppress these guys. Just get rid of the promote social mobility decrease and we will start suppressing the movement. Like, check this out, guys. Russia sided with Galicia Lodomeria against the Lodomerian radical revolt. This easily can happen on the other side and they can just screw with you that way. Oh, there we go. We can subjugate Amazonia. Welcome, our brand new subject. And we will do the same with the Confederation of Ecuador once it is possible. We just need more cohesion now. Alright, going for filing cabinets did give us a lot of bureaucracy. So let's go ahead and get level 2 education. And we finished a survey of Suez, so we will be able to construct the Suez Canal, which will unlock us a super nice company. We also have a Bosniak national movement, so we're gonna suppress this as well. And this is also a new feature of 1.10. You can have multiple secessions at the same time. Boom, there we go. We have national supremacy. We also have a lot of authority, guys, so it's time for us to start promoting national values. I'm just gonna try and apply this to the states with the highest population for now. Corporate charters is here and we have access to our first company. As I said, guys, I want to stack birth rate and getting this early is pretty damn good, so we're gonna go with the Food Corporation of Ottoman Empire. Alright, let's add in additional industry to wheat farms. Investment rights, trade rights, y'all can have it. And this guy has minus 25 popularity. That sucks, but at least he's a basic entrepreneur, so he does increase our throughput by 5%. I'm gonna get dedicated police force next. Since we do have so much bureaucracy, we can cut down the radicals and state penalties from turmoil, which is quite a big issue for us. And we max out on food standardization, so we're finally getting this juicy standard of living. Oh crap, we actually have a secession. We have Bosnia. I hope that Russia is not gonna join on their side. That would be actually very annoying, but we're gonna try and just demolish these guys. Screw you, boys. Why are you rising up? Why are you doing this? Hopefully it's not gonna be too big of an issue. Oh man, I almost thought they did, but they sided with two Sicilies in their play. Wow, I didn't pay too much attention to Egypt, but we actually reduced their liberty desire so much that we can just diplomatically reduce their autonomy. We don't even need to fight these guys. Hey, that's actually really nice. I love that. Matter of fact, we will reward you with less subject payments. Don't need to thank me. And I think we will raise up our taxes a bit because we're losing a little bit too much money. I don't like that. There we go. Nobody actually intervened, so we did get Bosnia back. But I like this. I gotta say, I really like that you can have like multiple secessions at the same time. I love that they are more relevant because it just prevents you from just steamrolling, because usually you would be able to get super insanely powerful early on and not worry about a thing in the world. So now there is a little bit of an obstacle stopping you from that. And as the Ottomans, obviously you have a lot of obstacles in early game, so it makes the game more interesting. We also have very good relations with Persia, so we might also just diplomatically drag them in, if you know what I'm saying. Just give them an obligation, mill assistance, investment rights, and I think this might just work. You can have a little bit of a cash injection as well. Now, a new mandate is available. We're pretty much maxed out here. We're gonna go with the level 3 vassalization. This is gonna give us a little bit of authority. I'm actually gonna begin upgrading creative legislature because I don't wanna switch it out yet. It's still very useful because we're not yet past the best laws that we could have, so there's still a lot of work to do here. Now let's go for even more promote national values decrease. And Brazil, my friend, you're going down. Brazil, you gotta join our power block. You want it or not, my friend. And I would suggest you just back down. That's just my friendly suggestion. Russia sided with two Sicilies in diploplay against most serene Republic of Venice. How did they even get this name and this color? I have no clue. Maybe it's because they are a presidential republic, but this is interesting. I've never seen Venice in blue color in Victoria. Usually they're red. I can't believe we failed to get dedicated police force. That's a disgrace. That honestly sucks, and it sucks a lot. Let's just push for central archives. We need to have technocracy. And we can do appointed bureaucrats at the same time. We have the bureaucracy necessary. We don't need to have the hereditary ones anymore. I am pleased to welcome Persia to our power block. Now just need 5 years and we subjugate these boys. In the meantime, we're continuing to clean up South America. We have pretty much all of South America, guys. Like, let's look at the power block map mode. This is actually pretty wild. You only need to get Venezuela, New Granada, and let these boys just finish colonizing stuff here. Great Britain, what have you done? My friend, what have you done? Why do you own like half of Morocco and Western Andalusia? Just typical Great Britain things. Oh, okay, so if we want to get laissez-faire, guys, we cannot have the guild system. I did not realize that before, but we need to get rid of this, and we actually have a very good chance to get right to associate, which I would love to have instead of the guild system, which reduces the qualifications by so much. This is also gonna cut down on the radicals, so let's go, let's get it, and afterwards we can go for laissez-faire then. We're gonna build a little bit of stronger professional army right now. We're gonna get some more units. We have 190 battalions. I want to make it at least 250, and we will go and crush Russia next, simply because we can. Okay guys, this is pretty interesting. Since we got national supremacy and we have 100% acceptance for Turkish pops, the fervor is rising just ridiculously fast. Look at this, plus 20 from national awakening for the Turkish culture, and Turkish pops have 74% political strength in our country. If we actually sort by fervor, Spanish pops, Bosniak, Brazilian pops, they have high fervor. Alright, Russia sided with Spanish uprising in diploplay against Great Britain. You guys just want to create the perfect environment for us to invade you, don't you? And we have been preparing. Look at this, we have 270 battalions now, so we're gonna go in and crush them. Also now have right to associate, so let's see, what can we get next? Can we go for technocracy? We can. We can, and we will go for it because we want to have this additional juicy company. Now let's go. Liberate country. We're going to liberate Ukraine. It's going to be a massive blow to the Russians. And obviously that's not just it. That's not the only thing we're going to be doing. We're gonna be taking Russian Dobruja. Russian Kars must be ours because it's also a homeland of Turkish pops, not Russian pops. We have Great Britain in this war. We obviously have Germany in this war. And we still have a lot of maneuvers left, so we can add some additional juicy stuff. We're gonna be liberating Georgia, and also we can go ahead and liberate Kazakhstan, which is gonna be a huge country released from Russia. Come at us, boys. World War Part 2. And we're much stronger this time. We're much more prepared. Ooh, sweet. We just got an explorer or an admiral, so we will be able to send them on a mission. Oh my god, I feel bad for these guys. Look at how much we are pushing them from all fronts. And we're winning in every single front. Guys, this is a disaster for Russia. They're done for. Hungary, would you please join our power block? I would really appreciate that. Thank you very much. We can finally get the same done with Transylvania. Welcome. You know, just a casual 20 members in our power block. Nothing crazy, only 1867. Is this also a new event? Because I don't recall it, but that's maybe because I don't usually go for technocracy in my runs. I'm gonna go for technocracy much more frequently now because of the buffs. But look at this, a group of influential engineers have greatly improved productivity, and we get to choose between 10% enactment success chance and light and heavy industries throughput 25% increase for 5 years, or progressing by one phase and getting 25% throughput for tooling workshops for 5 years. This is actually really damn good. A Greek national awakening has begun in Attica. I don't really like that. Guys, do you want to calm down with the national awakenings, please? There is so much stuff happening in our country right now, guys. We are on our way to get gourmet groceries, and we are nearly done with Russia. Their war score is dwindling, minus 75. We're occupying more and more of their land. No mercy, my friends. No mercy, because Russia is done for. We released 4 different countries. So Ukraine is pretty happy about giving us investment rights, mill access, power block embassy, and so on. So we will definitely get that from them. Let's do the same with our Georgian boys. There we go. And we have railways unlocked. This is gonna be very useful. We need them. Let's see where we have the most issues. Yeah, we have a few states where we have negative infrastructure. We tried to manage this as well as possible. We didn't like overbuild too much in our states, so we don't have like that big of an issue. But we can start building one railway in each of these states. Focus on them first. And later on, obviously, we're just gonna try and get at least one railway everywhere. From there, we can see how much more transportation we're gonna need, and we will continue building them. I think this is a good spot to finish this video. I hope you enjoyed my preview of National Awakening. It's a really fun DLC. If you did enjoy it, make sure to click the like button, subscribe for more. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I will see you next time. Peace. A big thanks to all the YouTube channel members. You guys are all amazing.